Back on the show is Cynthia Calvillo, who's coming off a huge win this past Sunday over Joanne Calderwood at UFC Fight Night 113 in Scotland. Cynthia, how's it going? I appreciate you doing this.
It's going great. I'm super excited to just be home and rest finally.
What was the travel time like on that flight?
So the travel was all right. We went from Glasgow to London, from London to Dallas to Sacramento. It was all right. I mean, traveling was a little bit exhausting, but, I'm here. I don't feel too jet lagged, so it was good.
Excellent. And I know after the fight you had to get an x-ray. Everything okay as far as, bumps and bruises after the fight?
Yeah, no, everything's great. They just had to make sure, better safe than sorry. It's just because I've broken my form, obviously a few times. So we just wanted to make sure it was okay. I knew it was okay, but they were like, we want to make sure. And I was like, I want to go to the green room. It's a great jug for you. They're like, no, you got to go get it checked real quick. And I was like, fine. But, everything's good. So I came out pretty good out of that fight. Just a few bumps and bruises.
Excellent. Now let's talk about the matchup. You went out there, you got the unanimous decision. When it went to the judges' scorecards, did you feel like you won the fight no matter what? Was there any worries at all with the judges, with it being in her backyard? That's
the only thing that worried me the most about getting in a decision is in her hometown, was because sometimes it doesn't matter whether you're winning the fight or not. The hometown advantage, you can always just get robbed. And I was just, that was my number one thought once I didn't get the finish, was shit. If this goes to decision, it's very likely that I'm probably going to get robbed. But there's no doubt in my mind that I won it. I'm definitely made the fight a lot closer than it needed to be, but there's no doubt in my mind that I won that fight.
Yeah, and pretty much everyone agreed, except for your opponent. I don't know if you saw her comments. She didn't understand the judges' scorecards. She had an interview after the fight saying that she thought she won. Are you surprised to hear that?
Yeah, I was a little surprised, but you know what? I think she was just a little annoyed. I was really surprised to find out Jojo was I definitely got under her skin. I don't know what it is about me that just really bothered her, because I've never seen her act that way towards any opponent. I never seen her have those kind of face-offs or anything like that. I've never seen that before. So I don't know what it is about me that annoyed the hell out of her. She's not happy with the fact that, I can beat her, a less experienced fighter, you know what I mean? This is not a Muay Thai fight. This is an MMA fight, and she wanted me to just stand there and be a target for her. I fought a smart fight. I feel like I got the most significant strikes. She threw a bunch of strikes, which I deflected most of them. There was no real damage. I was never in any danger whatsoever, when it came to fighting her. And she was in danger when she fought me. I got the bigger shots. She was bloodied up. In the ground, she really didn't stand a chance. Seriously, if I had 5 more seconds either on the first or third round, she would have been done. So I'm not sure why, why, she's just in denial. But hopefully she'll go back and watch the fight and realize that she did not win that fight.
And you were really nice to the crowd after the fight, even though they were booing you. You were like, hey, I love it here, all this. Did the fans eventually warm up, as you were leaving the arena, or was it still, chaos from the Scottish fans?
No, it was pretty insane. The only negative boos I got was in the arena itself, but outside, like, the whole week, Scotland's been great to me. They all, the fans have been great. Even after the fight at the hotel, when they see me, they're like, great job, they congratulate me. But just in the arena itself, it was kind of like one of those things. A lot of them kept coming up. They're like, hey, we like you, we're a fan, but we have to cheer for our countrywoman. And we're like, all right, cool, whatever. So I kind of expected it. They can tell me the crowd's going to be insane, blah, blah. But then it got a little bit more rude towards the end. I kept saying thank you, to everybody, even after I lost. And they kept throwing shit at me. They kept, flipping me off, all kinds of stuff. And I was just like, So, I mean, there's drinking, and that's just something to expect from the Scottish fans. So, it is what it is.
Did you get to see Scotland at all, or was it just business, as far as the trip and everything?
No, I got to see a few castles. I went to Edinburgh. I went to Stirling Castle. I went to Portobello Beach. We tried to make the best out of it. The whole trip, I was there for about from Sunday to Tuesday, so more than a week, so about 9 days. So 8-9 days. So it was great. The whole crew loved it. We always, the whole team there, we literally probably had the most fun than any team there.
Yeah, and I saw you got chocolate cake after the fight. How good did that taste, especially after, fight week and everything?
That was great. That was a nice little thing. one of the fans had asked me what kind of cake I wanted or I liked, and I said, I like chocolate cake with strawberries, and they showed up to the after, like, kind of, not after party, I guess, I don't know, because it wasn't like a huge party, but they just showed up with the cake, and they sang me happy birthday, so it was really nice. It was a really good way to, like, end the fight week and my birthday week.
So you're back in California now. What's the plan for the rest of the week? Are you taking any time off? You going back to the gym? What's the game plan going forward?
Well, I went back to the gym today just to see, my teammates and, obviously to thank them for all their help and stuff. And but as far as MMA training, I'm going to try to stay away from it for a couple of weeks, but I'm still going to, I still have to be active and, not let myself get too fat or heavy. I came back a little swollen from the flight and all the stuff that I ate, and I'm like, oh, man. So I got to slow down a little bit right already. But yeah, that's it's just a little bit of time up probably from MMA training, but I still have to stay active for sure. You don't want to get too fat.
And when do you want to get back in the octagon? When would be like an ideal time for you?
I'm hoping, hopefully November, maybe Madison Square Garden.
I was going to say the New York card. So, that seems pretty ideal.
Yeah, so that's what I'm shooting for. Hopefully they'll give me that. That's where I'm looking towards right now. And
I heard you want to fight the Karate Hottie next. Is that correct?
Yeah, I am open to fighting her. I mean, the only reason being I didn't know at first. Some people were saying she was seeing negative confidence, but all I went to go watch the I think the highlight where they talked about my fight, and she just didn't agree that I won the fight. For some reason, I mean, I'm just not getting credit from these chicks or whatever. They're in denial that, there's this new girl who's got not as much experience as they do is coming in here and, like, beating them in an MMA game, okay? This is not a Muay Thai fight. She sounded a little, I'm sorry, but dumb. But when she was on there, she was talking about how JoJo Calderwood was doing such a great job connecting on her stand-up. But the whole highlight video was me beating up Calderwood and busting her up and me landing my shot. So she sounded a little dumb there because the highlights didn't match what was coming out of her mouth. So I don't know what it is there. She picked to win her. I don't know. She doesn't like me either. Doesn't think I'm good enough. But, I mean, like I said, she can find out, too. If, she doesn't think I belong there. She is number 6. I am number 8 now. She's right there. She wants to find out. I'm right here. But also whoever's next on the list is Carla Esparza is another good fight that I'm looking at. She's number 7. And so right now those are the two. I think my coaches, whatever my coaches decide is the next best move. But number 6, number 7, I'm number 8. What's up? So Michelle Waterson or Carla Esparza.
What's sort of the next couple weeks? I mean, we talked about the fact that you're going to do a bit of training and everything, but you got anything planned? You got any victory parties, anything like that coming up?
Yeah, well, I definitely need to go home and see my family for sure and celebrate. I didn't really get a chance to do after the last 2. But I'm hoping that I can, go to Mexico City, go support my teammates. Hector Sandoval and Justin Morales are fighting. And I also want to go to Anaheim and go see Philly and see John Jones in DC. But we'll see what the UFC hooks up with me. But I'm definitely going to be in Mexico City. Maybe, hopefully, cross my fingers, Anaheim. We'll see how that goes. We're cutting a little bit too close, and I know that show's about, sold out with John Jones. It's going to be one of the biggest fights of the year.
Oh, the UFC's got to hook you up some tickets. You've gone 3-0 this year. I mean, that's the least you can do, So
yeah.
You got to push that resume on the UFC. Be like, hey, look, I fought for you 3 times. I've come out victorious each time.
Yeah, I know. For sure. It's just it's been since I'm just cutting it close as far as, like, tidying all these strips since I just got back. So I'm just making sure that I got all my stuff organized on my side. But I'm sure something figured, if everything goes well, I can make the time to make the trip down to Anaheim. But it's coming up quick already in less than 2 weeks, so we'll see.
Last question for you here. I always ask people this, especially when they're traveling, because myself, when I go on the plane, I like listening to podcasts. What do you like doing on the plane? I imagine you slept a bit, but are you reading a book? Are you watching a movie? What'd you do on the plane ride back?
Well, I listen to music a lot, but honestly, I slept. I slept a lot. Like, I purposely did not sleep the whole night before, just so I can sleep on the plane. Like, I went and I just ate a bunch of bad food and just stuffed my face, had a few drinks, and then just passed out.
Nice.
And then I got off the plane and I was just swollen. My feet, I've never had this before. My ankles were like swollen. I had like
Wow.
ankles. So I was like, what is going on in here? So that was a nice little surprise that I got from the long plane ride.
Now, are you like a hardcore? Are you like a hardcore sleeper? Like, do you have the airplane pillow and the sleep mask, or you just you don't need anything? You can just go fall asleep.
Nah, for this one I did do that. I learned my lesson before. I mean, I'm not that much of a heavy sleeper, but yeah, I did need that for the plane ride this time.
See, what I do the trifecta. I do the airplane pillow, the sleep mask, and then I get the noise canceling headphones. That's the best.
Oh yeah, no, I had my headphones. I had a big old hoodie, and I had a blanket, and I had the pillow, and I had the face mask too.
Excellent.
So I had it all done. Yeah, for sure. I needed it.
Good stuff. Well, congratulations on the win again. Great performance against Joanne Calderwood. Excited to see you back in the cage soon. Cynthia, thanks so much for doing this, especially with the fact you just got home yesterday, so I can't thank you enough. Where can people find you on social media? And if you got any thank yous or shout outs, the floor is yours.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely want to thank, obviously the best team in the world, Team Alpha Male. I could not do this without them. I could not do this without the fans and all the reporters, for sure. Like, it all works together, and I really just, I really appreciate it, and I thank you. And of course, I'm going to have to find the time whenever I can to do these interviews. Like I said, we all do this together, so I really appreciate it.